Good morning. Okay, that was time number 2. Let's try the third time. Good morning. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome everyone to Newton South's One School, One Book 2012. There's a few folks that I want to thank. I want to thank Brian Barron and Julie Saul, who are right here. Brian Barron and Julie Saul for setting this all up. And all the folks that helped us do that. A special thank you to our guests from near and far who are with us today. I think the furthest guest came from Oregon, and that's my mom who's here. So you get a chance to see my mom. She's right over there. Hi, Mom. And that's the Mrs. Stembridge in the panel, so you get a chance to see her. I want to thank Superintendent Fleischman, who is here. Superintendent, wave, say hello. Thank you, Superintendent. And our biggest thanks goes to you. We would not be able to do this if it were not for the amazing Newton South students. Because of who you are and the respect that you have for each other, that we're able to stop school for 3 hours and just have conversations about a book. So thank you for that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, Newton South. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our own spectacular teachers, Mr. David Weintraub.
Hi everybody. I'm Mrs. Stembridge. How about another hand for Mrs. Stembridge? Okay, I'm going to do some thank yous too, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about The Fault in Our Stars, and then I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker. Is that cool? Yeah? Okay. So, the first people I have to again thank Brian Barron and Julie Saul. Let's give them another round of applause. Ultra applause until I'm done with this list. I was the chairperson of the One School One Book Selection Committee. This is the group of people who got together and read and talked and debated and figured out that this was the best book for this year. And the teachers on that faculty committee, or on that committee, were from the library, Marty Wolstad, from World Language, Viviana Panine, from Math, John Castino, from English, Shauna Pallauer, from Guidance and Metco, Katani Sumner, from History and Social Sciences, Kirsten Russell, from Science, Alex Krauss. So let's give all of them a huge hand. And this is where it gets really fun, because now I get to mention 3 amazing students. Those are people that you go to class with every day. 3 students served on this committee, 1 for each of the classes that are upperclassmen. So, let's have a huge hand from the class of 2015 for Nick Bartley. From the class of 2014, Naomi Eisenberg. And from the senior class, Sophia West. So if you didn't like the book, blame them. Alright, last but not least, we have to thank PTSO presidents. That would be Nancy Mann, Dan Bell, Laura Marks, who've been incredibly supportive for this whole process. So one more round of applause. Thank you. Alright. There will come a time when all of us are dead.
That's cool.
John Green said it. And it's true. I'd go further. I would say that 95% of what we do on a day-to-day basis is designed to shield ourselves from this horrible, brutal, cruel fact. Think about it. When we exercise, we're basically running away from death, convincing ourselves that Improving our body and our physique will ward off the inevitable. When we paint or sing or write, we're really grasping for artistic immortality. Even when we do homework, which I would imagine a few of you do, it's easier to focus on short-term goals rather than the terminal goal that faces all of us. There will come a time, people,
can you tell him?
when we are dead. The Fault in Our Stars, though, uses this part of truth to remind us of what is important in living. It rubs our noses in the cruel, arbitrary unfairness of it all in order, Griffin.
Yeah, I'll edit.
To remind us all the reasons we go on fighting. Reasons as varied as romantic love, intellectual fulfillment, and violent video games. Now, whether you love the quirkiness of John Green's characters or despise their affected teenage hipster patois, or as the Lions Roar pointed out, their tendency to disrespect capitalization rules, no one can accuse the novel of mere fluffiness. No. This is a novel that brings us close to emotional and philosophical revelation. Here's some samples. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. The voracious ambition of humans is never sated by dreams coming true. In freedom, most people find sin. All of these lines could fit in a fortune cookie and furnish a lifetime of self-exploration. Now, there's a moment towards the beginning of the novel that for me sums up what it offers for all of us here today. And I don't think I can read it without bursting into really embarrassing tears, so I'll just paraphrase. Hazel is waiting at the mall for her mom to pick her up, and a little girl comes by. And as little girls do, little people do, without knowing the social graces, says, "What's in your nose?" Now, instead of reacting negatively, getting offended, Hazel offers the tubes that are in her nose to help her breathe to this little girl. And she says to this little girl, "I think I'm breathing better." Now, why is this moment so beautiful? The reason is because it's not the tube or the oxygen that helps the little girl feel good. It's the human connection that Hazel establishes with this child. Hazel gives this little girl a gift, the gift of hope and the gift of relief and the gift of joy. The Fault in Our Stars gives us the same gift. Now, nothing's going to change the fact that one day the entire population of this field house will be a forgotten memory. But we've read this novel together this summer to help us remember that those human connections, those surprising moments of tenderness and joy and desire, make the breathing better. Enjoy your infinity today, people. Thank you. Now, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for the day. Jothy Rosenberg is an extreme sports athlete and an inspiring person with an inspiring story. So why don't we all put our hands together for our keynote, Jothy Rosenberg.
So there's going to be some things on the screen that you guys are worried about missing. Maybe you want to sit on the floor over here, and the same thing for you guys over here.
No.
It's your option.